I think we can all agree on one thing. You can read all the self-help books, repeat affirmations in the mirror, wear the perfect clothes, collect degrees, build wealth, even have people admire you, yet still wake up at night wrestling with the voice inside that whispers, "You're not enough." That is the strange paradox of self-esteem. You can look like you have it all together, but deep inside, feel like a cracked mirror. And here's the truth that many of us avoid. Self-esteem is not built on applause, achievements, or external validation. It is built on integrity, self-respect, responsibility, and awareness. As Nathaniel Branden, one of the great writers on self-esteem, once said, "Self-esteem is the reputation we acquire with ourselves." Think about that. You might be charming, talented, and admired, but if you lie to yourself, betray your own values, or constantly silence your truth to please others, you'll never fully trust yourself. And without that trust, your sense of worth crumbles. Children are not born doubting themselves. Every baby arrives with an unshakable worthiness. But slowly, through words, silences, punishments, neglect, comparison, or rejection, that worth begins to erode. Maybe your parents shamed you instead of guiding you. Maybe a friend betrayed you. Maybe you stayed in a relationship where love always came with conditions, manipulation, or control. Toxic environments plant seeds of self-doubt that grow into thorns piercing your adult life. Carl Jung once said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." And that's why many of us don't look too closely at the wounds. We deny them, numb them, hide them under success, substances, or shallow relationships. Yet no matter how far we run, the abandoned child within us is still crying, still demanding to be seen. If you want to heal and rebuild your self-esteem, you have to stop living on autopilot. Stop drifting wherever people, culture, or circumstances push you. Start asking hard questions. Who am I when no one is watching? Do I keep the promises I make to myself? What values do I live by, and do my actions reflect them? This is not easy. It's painful. Because in the process you will see not only your wounds, but also the ways you've hurt yourself or others. But self-esteem cannot grow on lies or denial. As Maya Angelou said, "When we know better, we do better." Awareness is not about drowning in shame. It's about reclaiming your power to change. Maybe you were abandoned. Maybe you were criticized until you believed you were unworthy. Maybe you were gaslighted until you doubted your own reality. These wounds don't disappear with age. They resurface in your relationships, in the way you love, in the way you sabotage yourself. But here's the key. That inner child doesn't need to run your life anymore. You are the adult now. You can reparent yourself. You can create the safe environment that child never had. When the child in you wants to scream, let them. But also remind them, "I am here now. I will take the reins. You are safe." This is how healing begins, by acknowledging the hurt but refusing to let it dictate your future. It is tempting to stay in victimhood, to keep pointing at parents, lovers, or toxic friends and say, "They ruined me." And maybe they did wound you deeply. But here's the hard truth. Staying in that story only keeps giving them power. At some point, you must ask yourself, what would my life look like if I stopped letting those who hurt me control me? Responsibility doesn't mean the abuse was your fault. It means you refuse to let it define you anymore. It means you take back authorship of your story. As Viktor Frankl, survivor of the Holocaust, wrote, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. That is where your self-esteem lives, in the choices you make today." After awareness, after healing, comes the final step: authenticity. To live authentically means closing the gap between who you are inside and who you pretend to be outside. No more masks, no more living for applause, no more shrinking for comfort. When you dare to stand in your truth, you take away the last weapon toxic people have over you: shame. Because no one can shame you with what you've already accepted about yourself. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, people may not like the real you. But peace doesn't come from pleasing everyone. Peace comes from finally being at home with yourself. Let me be clear. Rebuilding self-esteem is not quick work. It's a slow process. Some days you'll feel rooted, others you'll feel like you're starting all over. That's normal. But every time you choose awareness over denial, truth over comfort, responsibility over victimhood, authenticity over masks, you are laying another brick in the foundation of unshakable self-esteem. Keep showing up. Keep telling the truth. Keep extending compassion to yourself. And one day, you will look in the mirror and see someone you admire. Not because the world approves, but because you finally respect the person staring back. Remember this: you were born worthy, and no toxic voice, past or present, can take that away unless you let it. If these words spoke to you, don't just leave them here. Carry them with you. Start today. Write one truth you've been afraid to face. Set one boundary with someone who drains you. Speak one word of kindness to yourself. Small steps, repeated with courage, build unshakable self-esteem. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe for more content like this, because your healing matters. Share this with someone who is still fighting to find their worth. And in the comments, tell me, what step will you take today to reclaim your self-esteem?